Hi, my amazing planner friends. It's Jess from My Magical Planner, and today I'm going to be setting up my weekly actions for the week of June 17th through the 23rd in my MakseLife companion notebooks. So I have my MakseLife markers here. I use these every week. They're dot markers that coordinate in all the colors. I have just an Energel pen here, and what we'll do is we'll look over last week's goals and how I did there. I'll walk you through my little bit of reflection, and then we'll set goals for this coming week. So last week was not a great week. It was super busy and I didn't get a whole lot of things done. Some kids got sick, so things just happened. So for personal, which I've been working on my self-esteem and self-image, that kind of thing. So I had looked up some worksheets to work on, like seeing what my strengths are. My goal was to do half of those. I did that. I also, along with this, I know a lot of that is in self-image, and so I was working on picking out an outfit the night before so I can kind of put more thought into what I'm wearing. That did not work out because I got overtired. For fun and recreation, I've been working on kind of a family trip was my goal for this month, and I've also been just giving myself some me time goals each week, which have mostly been focused on books. So I did finish my current audiobook, which was Home is Where the Bodies Are, and it was okay. I'm not, yeah. I don't know if I would recommend it to anyone else. It was okay. Like, it wasn't my favorite mystery book, but it wasn't bad, if that makes sense. I did the poll on the outing and we decided to do a movie this week. So we're going to go and see Inside Out 2, which will be a lot of fun with everybody. For work and learning, I've been kind of focusing on my purpose as far as YouTube. This has been going okay. I didn't find a worksheet. I just ran out of time to look for one. I made a mental list of, like, I was kind of categorizing, well, what videos do I like? What really makes me proud to be a YouTuber, that kind of thing. And so I didn't have anything actually wrote down. So we'll get back to that this week. As far as family and relationships, my main focus has been friendships this month, but family is always there. There are always things that need to happen. I needed to get Dan dress pants for a wedding we went to on Friday. That, of course, happened. I not only did I set up one more outing with a friend, I set up, I think, 3. So that's going really well. I didn't work on Emily being able to break down tasks on her own. I've mentioned this in previous videos. Emily is my youngest daughter, and she has autism, so she has trouble breaking things down, and she just gets overwhelmed and doesn't know what to do. So we're working on that. As far as Megan's therapist, Megan is another one of my daughters who has ADHD, OCD, autism, a whole bunch of other things. She's a great kid. You wouldn't like, she's just really hyper. And so we have a therapist for her just because she's going into high school and I want her to have all of the tools that she needs. She had come to me last week and said she thought maybe she wanted to switch therapist because of something that had happened with her therapist where she thought her therapist was discounting her. Totally valid. What we did is we actually ended up having a meeting with her therapist and kind of talked it all out. And I think we're in a good place now. So I checked that off. That'll be something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on over the next month, but I think we're good. As far as health and wellness, my overall goal is to feel better, which is going okay. This month's been a little rocky. I think it's mostly stress and some hiccups with getting medicine refills. The more stressed I am, the more soda I drink. So last week we did 3 sodas, like the cans of soda, a day, and not after like 2 o'clock, that kind of thing. Well, that completely went out of the window again this week because my husband was gone. There was so much going on. I was overtired, overstressed. So I drank more soda than that. So that one didn't work. Walks were hit and miss. I think I got 2 walks in this week just because of the way the schedule was. CPAP nightly did not, well, it happened 2 nights. So I still need to work on that. For spiritual and personal growth, I'm just trying to learn new things. Right now, I don't have a specific, really big goal for spiritual and personal growth. So I watched a TED Talk this last week on how memory works. So that was really interesting. For financial stuff, I did look at budget planners and that kind of thing. I'm debating if I want to get an Erin Condren budget planner. I'm kind of on the fence on that one, or if I want a online one or something else. So I need to talk with my husband more on that one and see his thoughts. And then for physical environment, I did do the chore check-ins. The kids didn't do great on them this last week, mostly because we were all just so busy, and then some of the kids got sick. So we had a stomach bug going around, and I've got one kid with a massive cold right now. And I think the combination of just how busy we were and some of them being sick made it harder to have everything follow through. We didn't do the Saturday cleanup, which they had decided was going to be the garage, because everybody was sick. I mean, I think the worst day was actually Friday, and so they were recovering on Saturday, kind of deal. So that's how last week went. As far as reflections went, when I sat down to do my reflections, I was like, oh, this week was just so bad. But there were positives there. So my wins, I finished the second audiobook this month, which prior to this month, like I think I've gotten 2 or 3 books read for the whole year. So I'm really proud of that actually. I've been listening to them while I go for walks. So I really like that. Scheduled the family outing. This isn't easy with my family because we're always so busy, and getting everyone to agree on something and be excited about it is really hard. So we have that scheduled, and we survived the week. I mean, that's the biggest thing. What worked? I actually did really good on my YouTube videos this week. I got out some of the videos that I'd meant to get out the previous week, plus this week, so I'm all caught up. I did get Sundays out a little late because of some stuff with Father's Day and the kids being sick. I also think that putting my family's needs first before, like, I didn't make the actions everything. Like, we were able to switch gears kind of midweek when needs changed. What didn't work, I feel like the balance wasn't there because it just felt so crazy all week. And the walks didn't really work. I think that would have helped me with the balance part because it just there wasn't time in the schedule. So lessons, too much on my plate last week. I also came to the realization, I think I'm having too many kind of stretch goals, because there's this concept in MakseLife where you have maintenance goals, stretch goals, and like littler goals. I can't remember what that one's called. But I think I, this month, have given myself too many stretch goals. And so I'm trying to take that into consideration when I'm working on my stuff for this week, and keeping that in mind when I get to the end of the month about how did I do. Adjustments, I needed some more smaller steps. I also want to see what I can get done this week or by the end of the month to finish up some of those goals that I had set. Some of them aren't going to be achievable in a month, I think, but some of them will be. Okay, this week, let's get our markers all out. Whoop. Everybody's trying to run away. All right, so going with my self-esteem stuff here, I think I have 2 things that we're going to do. I'm going to continue to work on that self-esteem worksheet. So I'm going to say finish worksheets. And I saw this concept on a creator. She does, like Bujo journals and stuff with Archer and Olive. And I'll try and insert her name here. But one of the concepts that she was talking about in one of her videos that I watched this last week, I can't remember which video because I watched a bunch of her videos, is a self-credit log. And I'm going to try that out because I think it's a really cool concept. So we're going to try that out for fun and recreation. I think I'm going to give myself 2. So the first one is just make outing happen. So don't let it fall off. If we have to reschedule it because people are still sick, we will, but just not losing focus on that and making sure I communicate with the kids so that they're prepared, because they all seem to need to know in advance, and that's just the way they are. So make outing happen and read / listen to a new book, which is actually an old book. So one of my favorite authors is Patricia Briggs, and she has a new book coming out sometime this month, but it's not out yet, as far as I know. I haven't checked today. But she has this Mercedes Thompson series, and I can't remember how many books are in the series, but quite a few. And so I'm re-listening to the last couple of books before I read the new book so that I can be all up to date. I've read the first book like 10 times, so yeah. But it's a vampire werewolf hero type science fiction-y book, which I like. I like mysteries, I like cheesy romances, and I like sometimes science fiction type stuff. And especially when you cross over. A lot of the Mercedes Thompson kind of has this, you're trying to find the bad guy type aspect. And so there's a little bit of that mystery drawn in there. For work and learning, I think I'm only going to give myself 1 this week, which is essentially to do a brain dump. Get everything wrote down so that it's not just up in my head. And I think that will help me a lot. For family and relationships, so I'm doing 3. The first one is for Emily, find a task for her to break down. Which I think is going to be maybe doing some stuff like cleaning her bedroom, which she's done before. I mean, all kids have cleaned their bedroom. I haven't really been super adamant about it recently, but just helping her to figure out, okay, let's break these tasks down and you do this. But I'm going to make her do it and I will listen and help her write it out. So there is that. I want to set up outings with 2 of my friends for next month. And I still haven't made the friend list, which I think is important. So that should be easily obtainable. So part of making the friend list is just seeing who your close friends are, who your acquaintances are, and figuring out, do you want to move somebody who's an acquaintance up to the friend? And maybe there's somebody in the friend who needs to go to the acquaintance and maybe just needs less energy because you're not as close as you once were, and that type of thing. So I still need to finish that. For health and wellness, we're going to continue our endeavors on the 3 that I've been kind of working on, which are daily walks, which didn't happen today. It was thunderstorming, so didn't happen. Daily walks, less soda. I'm going to say 3. And the CPAP. And I'm going to say 4 times this week. For spiritual and personal growth, I just think I'm going to tell myself to watch another TED video this week. Okay, for financial, we're going to finalize how I'm going, I don't think I spelled finalize right. I'm sorry, guys. Going to track money. So, be it I need to buy a planner, be it I'm going to set up stuff in my Hobonichi, which I've thought of, I might do that. Be it I do it electronically, whatever. I just need to make a plan and start. For physical environment, I'm only going to put 2. So since we didn't do the garage cleanup last Saturday, so Saturday garage. And the chore check-in, because I think that's critical this week. It's the first full week of summer break for the kids, and we need to start on a good note. So making sure I am really checking in with that. We added in, you can't be on electronics until your chores are done. So anyhow, that is everything for this week. Hopefully it goes well, and fingers crossed. All right. Until next time, guys, I'll see you real soon.